Hello and welcome back to Mystery Shots. Anya, a woman in her 20s living in Nizhny Novgorod, Russia, with her bodybuilder and swimming coach boyfriend Zhenya. She works in a bakery and is usually surrounded by food. She was a size 0 when the couple first met, but over the months, she put on a lot of weight. One day, they receive a call to visit a friend's wedding. Anya tries on clothes from a few months ago and discovers that they no longer fit. She consoles herself by claiming that no one will notice the difference in her body, but the difference is significant. Zhenya is aware of this, but he refuses to comment on her weight gain because he knows it is a sensitive subject for her. After trying on several outfits and ripping a few, Anya finds a suitable one and gets dressed. When Zhenya sees her in the dress, his face drops in surprise. She is no longer the girl he had a romantic relationship with. He doesn't want to be seen with her at the wedding because all of his fitness industry friends will be there. He tries to convince her to stay at home by dropping hints. To his relief, Anya expresses a desire to stay at home and order pizza. She begs him to stay with her, but Zhenya promises to congratulate the newlyweds and rush back home. He picks her up and places her on the counter before leaving, but avoids kissing her. Anya notices the gesture but hides her sadness. She changes into comfortable clothes and weighs herself after he leaves. She weighs 76 kilos. Her sole resolution is to drink a glass of water after her daily affirmations. Even now, while waiting for her boyfriend, she cooks some fried food and surfs the internet. While she is talking on the phone, she notices photographs of Zhenya and his wedding guests. She zooms in on a group photo and notices that the girls Zhenya hangs out with are slim and fit. She can't stop comparing herself to them. Then she finds a photograph of Zhenya and a girl. After reviewing her profile, she is shocked to see a video of the girl kissing him on the cheek. The video is enough to get Anya dressed, put on makeup, and rush to the wedding. Natasha, her best friend, is requested to pick her up. Natasha notices that she has gained weight, but Anya still appears to be just as beautiful to her. She tells her to be confident in her body by holding her face. When Anya arrives at the venue, she notices Zhenya dancing with the girl and getting a little too close to her. Jealousy, Anya gets the best of her and she gets in their way. Zhenya appears surprised, but he continues to dance while the other girl scoffs and walks away. Sometime later, the couple takes a seat, and Anya begins to eat. She questions him about dancing with a girl, but Zhenya tries to explain it away by saying they were dancing in a group. When Anya pushes him, he lashes out and admits that he no longer likes her. He goes on to say that she does nothing but eat and has become a burden to him. Anya begins to cry, but before they can say anything, a newlywed couple approaches them. They try to smile, but it fades when the bride asks Anya a question: if she is pregnant. Following that, Zhenya wishes the couple. She bids her farewell and walks away. In the next scene, Anya is on a bus on the way to her mother's house. She is crying uncontrollably and is unconcerned of what others think of her. She walks into her mother talking to a date. He notices something is off and walks outside to give them privacy. Anya informs her mother that her boyfriend ended their relationship due to her weight. Her mother remarks that she is not overweight. She simply has wide bones that she is unable to control. The remark makes her feel even worse than she did before. Late at night, she falls asleep on her mother's couch while scrolling through Zhenya's photos on her phone. She also discovers a photo of herself from a few months ago. She zooms in on her body, saddened by how much she has changed. The following morning, Natasha calls and asks her to come with her. Over. Anya takes a bed on Natasha's balcony and complains about the breakup. Zhenya had come there the night before to drop off all her belongings. Natasha invites her to spend a few days with her and her husband Demas until she finds her own place. She tries to console her friend, but Anya refuses to feel better. She only wants to cry and complain about her horrible ex-boyfriend, with whom she wants to reconcile. Even Demas tries to cheer her up by claiming she is the sexiest girl in town, but it doesn't help Anya. Natasha approaches her as she spends the night on the balcony. The following morning, Natasha tells her about a friend who was in a similar situation as Anya. Her boyfriend dumped her via text message because she had gained weight. Instead of moaning and bitching like Anya, the girl went to the gym and lost weight in just 1 month. The poor boyfriend felt so bad about his decision that he flooded her office with flowers to beg her to reconsider. When Anya complains about not having enough money to join a gym, Natasha suggests she take advantage of the 1-week free trial offered by all gyms in town and work out for free. The next morning, Anya says her morning, drinks a glass of water and goes to the gym for the first time in her life. She takes some time to get used to the equipment and falls off the treadmill several times. But all her hard work goes to waste because, an hour later, she is at the restaurant eating for two. Natasha, a restaurant worker, throws her food away, disappointed that she couldn't commit to more than 2 hours. She requests that her friend demonstrate some willpower. When I got home, Anya applies moisturizer to her entire body before wrapping it in plastic wrap. She hopes the trick will help her lose a few pounds while she eats a bag of chips. At 12:01 a.m., she tries to steal food from the refrigerator, but Natasha catches her. The following day, she is adamant about not eating anything unhealthy. Because she works in a bakery, this is especially difficult for her. While making a cake, she licks the icing off her fighters and then does 10 squats to compensate. Throughout the day, food tempts her, but she resists. She is left alone with an entire cake at one point. She looks at it for a few minutes, trying to think of an excuse to eat it. After pacing and nearly breaking a shelf, she gives up and eats half the cake all at once. Anya recognizes she has a problem. She finds a self-help group for people suffering from a compulsive eating disorder and attends a meeting. A single man named Kolya is among the ladies. Anya introduces herself as Angela and claims to be free of an eating disorder. Instead, she claims to be a journalist working on an article about eating disorders. The group tries to reason with their situation, refusing to accept that they have a problem. Kolya, enraged, points to each of them and calls them fat, including himself. He also claims that it is self-evident, Anya lied about being a journalist because she refuses to accept the truth. She is having a problem. Anya leaves the meeting pretending to take a phone call, but Kolya follows her. Anya accepts his invitation to a nearby restaurant because she cannot say no to food. Kolya suggests that they each sponsor the other's workouts. As a result, they must exercise with each other on a daily basis, before eating anything, ask each other and provide emotional support throughout the process. Anya is unsure of Kolya's true intentions, but she sees no harm in attempting to find out. They begin running in a park every morning the next day. Anya is initially hesitant to be with Kolya, but as time passes, she realizes that he is a nice person. He is not ashamed of his body, which is unfamiliar to her. Spending time with him makes her appreciate her body. They talk before every meal and are good at helping each other because they are dealing with the same issue. Anya soon begins to lose weight gradually. Her self-esteem suffers when she attends pool parties and sees skinny girls looking stunning. Kolya assists her whenever she is frustrated. To relieve stress, they frequently scream at the top of their lungs. Anya only wants Zhenya's approval, which makes Kolya jealous. In about a month and a half, she loses 10 kilos and is eager to see Zhenya again. She purchases a swimsuit and pretends to run into him at a pool. He is an instructor and is taken aback to see her. After a while of chatting, they jump into the pool and begin splashing water at each other. Everything goes swimmingly until the wedding guest arrives and introduces herself as Zhenya's girlfriend. For the second time, Anya is heartbroken. She drinks and party all night to forget about him. The following day, she finds herself naked in Kolya's bed. He assures her that he did not spy on her while she was naked. A flashback from the night before shows Anya about to leave with a stranger, but Kolya arrived just in time and took a punch in the face to save her. Following the unusual morning, she visits her mother and tells her everything. Anya, according to her mother, has unresolved trauma from her father's abandonment when she was a child. As a result, she seeks Zhenya's approval, despite the fact that he is unkind to her. Anya realizes what she means and goes to see her father the next day. Because the drive is 5 hours long, she chooses Kolya as her driver. On their way, Kolya frequently tries to get closer to her, indicating that he likes her, but Anya is uninterested by his advances. They finally meet her father, Sergei, who lives in a wooden house with a woman. Anya questions him about why he didn't want to be a part of her life. Sergei, on the other hand, reminds her of the time he showed up at her birthday party with a gift, but she turned him down through the window. Anya drops a candle and accidentally sets fire to the wooden house at night. Sergei yells at her for destroying his house, unconcerned about her safety. Anya and Kolya immediately return home. She kisses him on the nose before they part ways. On his ride, Kolya feels like he's on top of the world. He even trades his watch to buy her flowers. Zhenya appears somewhere else and apologizes to Anya. They eventually fall in love. After a while of talking, when Kolya returns with the flowers, he notices them and leaves disappointed. Anya wakes up with Zhenya, who remarks that she looks much better than she did a month before. This makes Anya realize she does not want an uncertain relationship in which she is constantly afraid her partner will abandon her. They have another argument, and Zhenya walks away. She goes to Kolya's house that evening because she wants to see a friend. But Kolya is so enraged that he gives her an apple and declares that their sponsorship relationship is over. She has lost weight now. The following morning, she arrives at Natasha's home, but no one answers the door. She enters the house dangerously through a neighbor's window and a pipeline. Natasha and her husband apparently had a huge argument, after which he left. The girls talk to each other and feel a lot better as a result. Sergei returns the next day to see Anya and apologizes for being a bad father. He also dances with her, as he did when she was a child. Anya attends a fitness marathon to meet Kolya after the two reconcile. She finds him drinking a cold drink and throws it away, asserting her sponsorship authority. She also declares that, because he has not lost enough weight, it is her responsibility to assist him in any way she can. They run the marathon and finish it with all their might. Kolya eventually gathers enough courage to kiss her. For the first time in her life, Anya realizes that worrying about her appearance will not bring her happiness. True happiness comes from accepting yourself exactly as you are, as Kolya did. He always worked hard to improve his health, but he was never embarrassed about his physical appearance. Anya wants to be like him. Like and comment your thoughts about this mystery shot. And don't forget to subscribe Mystery Shots for more such content.